Hello everybody, my name is Jeffrey, and in the following tutorials we will start working on our Voxel world. Creating a world will take a lot of time, so don't expect to see any change or in output or on the screen soon. It will take 5 to 10 tutorials before we start rendering our world. So yeah, be prepared for that. And yeah, so let's get started. Two things I don't exactly remember, but I moved this factor 3F sun to here, I believe, and the camera as well. If it was already there, then just skip this part of the tutorial. And that which means I also put those variables in here. And that was basically it. Yeah. Okay, so let's start with the tutorial. We're going to create our world is going to be created in sub packages. A world will create a world package and a sub package in that, which we will call tile. One tile will represent a single voxel, and we'll start. We'll create the tiles first, and then we'll go one step bigger, and one step bigger, and then we'll create the actual world class. In my tutorial series I won't be showing you how to store and load your world files, because, well, that would just take up another 5 tutorials and I don't want to spend my time on that. So I am going to show you how to, well, we'll go over the basics over how to generate a voxel world, and yeah, and I'll optimize some rendering things. So let's get started. We'll start by creating our tile class. Our tile class will be called tile. Oh, not tiles. No, I don't want the plural of that. So it's going to be an abstract class, and so public tile. Yeah, and we'll take in a tile type, which is an enum. So tile type. Why are we storing the tile type in here? Well, basically in here we'll store everything about the color of each and every voxel and some of the properties. So yeah, tile type, and we're going to take in a integer ID and a vector 3F color. Oh, and also a name. So string name, and import the vector 3F. Private int ID, private string name, and private vector 3F color. And I'm going to move this last one up. So, and we'll create a few basic tiles. For example, air. It's going to have an ID of 0. The name will be air. And the color will be a new vector 3F 0, 0, 0, and just put a comma after that and copy this line a few times. And yeah, make sure to make the last one a semicolon. So next, grass, sand, water. Let's make some dirt. No, we'll make the last one stone. Yes. And make sure that the last one closes the array, well, yeah, the array off with a semicolon. So, and let's change some of these arguments. 1, 2, 3, and 4. The name of the stone will be stone. Easy. Water, sand, and grass. The grass will be green, the sand will be yellow, so that's a mixture of I believe red and green. Let's just put in one for both of them, and if it turns out to orange, we'll subtract some of the red component, and if it's to green or yellow, we'll add some, or we'll remove some from the green component. Water is going to be blue, and stone is going to be gray, so let's just get 0.5f for those. 0.5f, so, which will make a perfect 50% gray. In here, this.id equals id, this.name equals name, so, and this.color equals color. So, the tile class, it's going to take in a tile type, and this.tile equals, well no, this.type equals type. So, and we'll have to create that variable over here, so private tile type type. And we'll also store something about the visibility of the tile. So we'll store 6 booleans per tile. Private boolean visible. This one is if it is visible at all, and now we're going to store a boolean array also. So private boolean array, which will tell something about the visibility of the sides. So visibility. So we'll calculate this one. Well, yeah, we'll calculate this one, and this one can be set but from with other methods. So we'll create some set methods for this one, and get methods for both of them. But first we'll have to initialize them. So visible will be true by default, and visibility equals a new boolean array of length 6, because a cube has 6 sides, and we're of course going to make our voxels look like cubes, because, well, that's simple. For int I equals 0, I is less than 6, I plus plus, so we're looping through this loop 6 times, each time with a new with an increased I variable, and visibility sub I equals true by default. So let's create some methods. For example, we'll need a get type method. So public tile type get type, and we're going to simply return the type. Then an is visible method. So public boolean is visible, and this one will return if it is visible at all, so visible. And we'll also create a method public boolean is visible, but this one takes in a integer for the side, and we're going to check if a certain side is visible with this method. So return visibility sub side. Okay, and now we'll have to create a method which allows us to change this variable, well, this array, the contents of that array. So public void set visibility int side and boolean visible, and then visibility sub side equals visible. So easy like that. And public void set visibility boolean array visibility, and this visibility equals visibility. Easy. But now we'll also have to update this variable. So private void update visibility. and we'll simply call that method whenever we update the array. So update visibility, and copy this line of code and paste it over here. And what we're going to do is we're going to loop through everything. So for int I equals 0, I is less than 6, and I plus plus. How are we going to do this? Let's see. Open brackets. If visibility sub I is true, then set visible equal to true and return. Yes. We'll close a bracket, and that means we have to open one here. And otherwise, if it doesn't, if the voxel isn't visible, we'll just set visible equal to false over here. This final line of code won't be called if any side is visible, because if one of the sides is visible, we'll set visible equal to true and we'll return, which basically means close out of this method immediately. And since this method is void, we don't have to return any thing like here. So yeah, that's fine. I hope you knew how this worked before watching this tutorial, but yeah. Or shall we? We could also set visible equal to false in the beginning. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, because the majority of the tiles will be invisible because they're covered up by other tiles. Well, if you're going for a larger terrain, and therefore I think this is more efficient. You can just, if you really want to don't quote me on this, by the way, but if you really want to test if what is more efficient, just check the amount, or download virtual VM, or just put this check the difference in nanoseconds, or the amount of frames per second. Oh no, because this is only when you update visibility, which is only when you update blocks, or blocks, tiles, or voxels. You'll have to check for yourself, but we're just going to use this. But that was our tile class, and next tutorial we'll be doing the segment class, which is a 16 by 16 by 16 array of tiles. But I hope I see you in the next video. Bye.